So hello everybody, this is our first video, me as Nostradamus0806 and Lily on the other side, Lilliana Moon. We were doing podcasts like 3, 4, 5, let's say 3 times per week, or maybe even less. We will see what kind of topics we will talk about, where we will going, how we will go with the flow, and then we will just post these videos here on YouTube. I hope that you will enjoy it. I hope that you will have fun with this, as we will have it in creation this kind of videos. So first of all, Lily, hello.
Hello, Euros. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you for asking. I know it's a little early for you. Here is like almost the middle of the night, but this 5 hours difference right now will be again almost
Yep.
6 hours again,
Yep.
because we will change this our clocks next weekend. But anyway, yeah. So I prepared some questions for you today to see
Thanks for
that we can introduce you to people, to that people know who you are, what you are doing, what kind of videos we will do here. And if you don't mind, we can start. What do you think about that?
thank you. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to this. And go ahead. Let's begin.
Okay, so first question is, when did you discover your gifts? In around what age? And maybe if you can describe this your gifts, what are these gifts, that people not see that you are bringing gifts to kids as a Santa.
No, not doing that. They'll put me in a hospital probably. When I was 7 years old, there was a chapel near our house, and it was cloistered nuns lived there. They couldn't go outside. They were Carmelite nuns, and they had a chapel, and that's where we went to church. My grandma would take me all the time, and she would just go in there and pray. I was sitting in the pews. Everything in that altar was marble. The altar, the floors, everything was marble. The statues were beautiful. This one particular day, and it's still like yesterday, the whole altar filled with angels, huge angels, and they were just floating around the altar. And you know, I just went silent. It's like, but looking back, it was like, I knew it. This really is the real world. This is what I think the world is. See, I knew it. So that was my first experience. And I didn't tell anyone. I tried to tell my grandma, but she spoke only very fluent Italian. Her English was very broken, but she told me don't tell anybody because apparently it was a sin. You know,
Yeah.
I said, well, I didn't ask them to come, so I kept it quiet for most of my life. But I knew a lot of things that were going to happen. I would dream about it. I just didn't tell anybody. When I got into school, and I can still remember one incident in high school. And there was a group of girls, it was an all girls school, and we were just talking. And I said to her, how's your father? And she said, what about my father? I said, well, he has cancer, right? And she got really upset and she started crying. And she got really angry with me. She goes, how do you know that? How did you know that? Nobody knows that. Nobody can know that. I said, she goes, how did you know? I said, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm just asking you. How, and
Uh,
she ran. She ran. She said, "You are weird," and she ran like a jackrabbit. She was gone. That's that. And but my friends, the friends that I still have, they remember and still say, you've always been like that. And I said, you remember that I could do that? And she goes, yeah, you used to say things like that all the time. You predict things and they would come true. And unbeknownst to me, I was actually using my gifts and being unaware, you know. So that was life to me until and I was pretty closed off, you know.
yeah.
I can keep going if you want. I mean,
Yes, please. Of course, I believe that our listeners wants to hear your like this story because it's interesting, because as I know, a lot of time, so if I just give some information about us to the listeners, so we are both clairvoyants. We can say this, so we do readings, so we can
Yes.
predict future for people, and actually people usually come to us to get their answers, but I
Yes.
believe that a lot of them wants to know how actually we got this, so
Yes. And
and
that we're
what
not.
kind of exactly what kind of history we have, so yeah, did you predict something that came true? Yes, okay, what was been that kind of stuff, so I believe that
Exactly.
definitely this is something that our listeners, viewers wants to hear and see, that they will get some really good good background of you and me, and also definitely yes, please share this, if you have some stories, tell them now, of
Oh, I
course
got
later
some
when we
more.
will do some videos later that actually it will be good, so when we will touch some different topics
Right.
that you will tell like different stories, but right now of course please just share
I'm
it.
I'm I don't want to tell all my stories at one time, so I'm just going. I told you about the chapel. That was my first and most wonderful. And then as I got older, it just it was. I still would have dreams. I had a lot of nightmares. I felt like I didn't feel like I was being attacked, but I knew I was being attacked.
Yeah,
I didn't understand it. I just thought, oh my God, I'm having nightmares all the time about these things, demons or whatever. And that was an awakening as I became more into myself. But it was always, you're not supposed to do that. You're going to go to hell. It's a sin. It's a mortal sin. You're dead. You're hell. You're burning in hell. That's it. You're done. There's no such thing as that. That's the devil. It's all I ever heard. And I still hear it sometimes, but not as much. My gifts are
so yes, what are your abilities, if we can maybe continue with
the
the
gifts
maybe.
that were imparted to me is of extreme clairvoyance. I can see things ahead of time. I can see things. Um, I just pick things up, and it's not just as simple as energy. I know when something's going to happen, and my whole body can feel it, and I'll start pacing and asking the heavens what's going to happen, what's going on. That happened about 8 months before COVID came, and
Yeah,
I said, God, okay, I'm outside, look up in the sky. That's what I always do. What is going to happen? And I heard him say, a call to order. That is what he said.
yeah,
Then when COVID came, then I understood all these people started dying. And I've always known, like since you and I've known each other for years, that we've got to awaken our spirits. We've got to turn our heads upward. We got to believe in something. We've got to believe that there's a higher power and that you did not get all this money all by yourself, that God put you in that place. So that's when I had to start using my gifts because I was so closed off and I was getting depressed all the time. I didn't feel like I was allowed to express myself.
yeah,
When I started going on a random where I met you, and I started using my gifts, and it was just pouring out of me. And I finally, for the first time in my life, has have true freedom,
yeah.
not just of expression, but my spirit has been freed. And I know that I'm doing good, and I know that I'm making people smile. Um, I hear angels. I hear voices in my ear audibly, not just in my head. Angels will come to me, and all they say is they say my real name, and they say it in my ear. It's not a voice like anyone I've ever heard on earth. It's not a whisper either. I
Yeah.
cannot define that sound. But whenever it's happened, and I will share only one story. We were camping in I don't know where we were, up in Allegheny, Allegheny State Park, and we had a cabin. And the family, the kids, and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, they all went on a hike, and I'm not into that. So I said, I'm going.
Laziness.
I
I
know.
think this is laziness. No, you can go. I will wait here. Yeah, you can
You
go.
can go. You're the runner. You go run up that mountain. I'll stay out here take a nap.
Somebody has to take care of this. Maybe someone can stall this. I have to be here.
That's right. So I did. I lay down on the bed. I fell asleep, and it was chilly out. So there was a fire. It wasn't raining or anything, but we had a little warmth going on in the fire. I heard that hour and a half later, I hear this, my name, and I woke right up. This voice said to me, my name, get out. Wake up, get out. I woke up, I was choking. I was coughing. There was smoke as thick as the thickest fog. I was burning. My throat was burning. I opened the door. I ran outside. There were no flames, thank God. But it had, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Who cares? All I know is it was the house was the smoke. And if I had not been woken up by that angel, I know that when they came home, I would have been dead. Yeah. So, and I did tell my sister-in-law, and she said, I believe you. And I was shocked. She goes, I know that you hear things. And I'm like, really? You do? She goes, yeah, you're different like that. You're special like that. And I never thought she believed in that. But it was nice to hear that. But for me, it was an experience that I will never forget. This angel saved my life. God sent this angel to save me to do my job here.
Yeah, when you told me this story, I got this. It didn't happen only once. I would say that your angel saved your life multiple times, But this was really like the one that really like it was so powerful, that sometimes it's like
Yes.
You will die because of this smoke, Maybe other times you just didn't go for shopping because I don't know, you'll be influenced in some kind of accident, Those have been like small savings, that maybe it's like someone will say, oh, this didn't happen, but actually it happened, So yeah, but when you talk about this, I was like, no, it was not been only once that they saved your life. They, as your angels, I will address them your angels because it's like. Everybody has their own guides who protect us, them,
That is true.
So yeah, I can really feel that this really like changed your life totally, And yes, I remember our first days in Oranum, I went to your room to listen to you. You came to my room to listen to me. It was really like funny things happening there, You know how it went,
Yes.
And I was also on my beginning of my path of clairvoyant, because this was in my first page where I started working, Since then I worked in like I don't know, 7, 8 different pages, It's always time that you just move on because there's some amount of people there, and then when you have all of them, not so many these apps or pages get new clients, So when you have like your own circle of clients, and then and then people get their answers, and then you just cannot get new ones. So it's important that you move on, that you collect some new clients, and with that videos, I believe that we can also reach some new clients, some new people who will listen to us, who will say, okay, yeah, this is something that I want to experience, that kind of reading where are like angels involved or whatever, So
and I think also that people need to understand that Euros and we're not fakes. No. I'm not gonna suffer in my afterlife for lying. Okay. Yeah. I've been doing this my whole life, take it or leave it. But when I do a reading for you, I'm going to tell you not maybe what you want to hear.
I know that.
It's the truth from heaven that's coming to me through me. If you hang up on me, that's okay. Your karma. That's your karma, and it's okay with me.
Exactly.
But we also, Euros and I or whatever can tell you anything. We also have to remember that we have free will, and we
Exactly.
also have choices, and energies change every day. You have to be aware of yourself, your
Exactly.
spirit, daily balanced, clarity, but you also got to know what's going around all around you all the
Exactly.
time.
As I tell, so when I do, like when I do readings, people ask me how accurate you are. I said 95%, 5% is people free will, I can see
Yeah.
situation right now, but tomorrow something can change, and this person that you're asking for, he or she will change his mind, like this. I cannot see this right now, so this is why some predictions do not come true, but I know that this 95 that comes true, I know why that came true because of letting go, but this will be story for next video when I will explain my
Yeah,
points of view.
I look forward to hearing that. I do.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing your stories. They're great.
Exactly. So next question for you. So you do see spirits, I will say.
I do have other gifts. I do see spirits with my eyes. Um, I oh my gosh! And when I have to, they come here. They'll come to my house, and they just crowd me out. I start sweating, and I get so hot. It's like being in a crowd, and I'll have to stand. And as stupid as this sounds, I have to just stand up, and I've only had to do this once and say, "Okay, Dad, Ma, Grandma, Tommy, everybody that I knew that was here, I'm fine. Please back off. I'm so hot right now." It's like my apartment's like a postage stamp. It's getting really hot in here. And I thank them. I love you. Stay around. I just need some space right now. But I think that when I'm doing a reading, I really do I see it with my spirit eyes. These people come in, I can see what they're wearing. And it's everything I see is validation of who this person that I'm reading is calling upon. And most I wish I could say 100% right, but none of us are 100% right. But we are so close. I mean, it's very uplifting to know for me that I feel honored that they come to me, through me, for them. You know what I'm saying? That they choose me to come through to. And I can see the clothes they're wearing, which shows me the era that they lived, what they did for a living, what they look like. Hats, coats, hair, bald, gray, brown, died young, died old, heart, aneurysms, car accident. This person died too early. He died suddenly. You just feel it, and it just falls out of your mouth. It just comes out, and it. I can never be too thankful. I'm so humbled that I've been bestowed these gifts upon me, and I'm thankful for them every day because it's so amazing. And every time I do a reading and it's a good one, which most of them are, I'm just humbled. I'm just so thankful, and I feel like I've been working out and like actually working, but loving what I'm doing and feeling and sleeping so good at night.
Yeah, it's like this is our filter that we have to give out, I know when I start doing it has been also like for me few shocks, especially when you get these feedbacks that you're right, you're right, you're right, and then okay, then you have to start to believe yourself also. It's like okay, it was just my imagination, but when you get like this feedbacks, like what the fuck is happening,
I know. That's so true because you really, you're putting yourself out there, and you're putting your reputation out there,
Exactly.
and sometimes most of the time we just know that we know that we know.
Yeah.
But when it comes to my foresight is mostly dreaming, and and about global effects or major. Okay, so my first one, I was, I think, 20 something, and I had a dream of a baseball player falling out of an airplane. The next day, or this is how fast it. Sometimes it's futuristic, sometimes it's like present future. And I got up the next day, I started listening to the news, and I cannot remember the baseball player's name because it was so long ago, but he played for, he was Puerto Rican or Mexican, and he was an awesome baseball player. I think he played for the Yankees, and he was in a plane crash and he was killed. Freaked me out because it was the first one that I actually saw vividly. And as the years have progressed, my foresight in my dreams are lucid dreaming and astral travel. The one most recently was that fire, the hotel. I think it was a hotel or an apartment building in Miami or something. I don't know if you heard about that. Oh my, so many people were killed. I don't know, a fire started or there was something like a gas fire. The whole building exploded, but I was there. I was there. I was in there. And people were screaming and they were choking, and I was choking. I was feeling it. I couldn't see anything but smoke.
Yeah.
And the fear that I felt from them is like, okay, this is something really major. I'm gonna die right now. Okay, that's how
You
I was
felt.
there. I was there. Okay.
Yeah.
My whatever, my soul was there. And I could hear the cracking of the floors underneath me, and I could feel like the bridging of the floors shaking, and I fell through the floor. Everybody was with me, fell through the floor. I woke up. When I heard that on the news,
it was been shock, I believe. Yeah.
I felt. And I got to remember to write one down the very, very first time, and I couldn't speak for days. And I'm going to save that for the next time. That was the one that I'm going to tell. Happened in the early 80s, I think it was, because I had to keep pushing my gifts aside. But sometimes when these dreams would come, it's like I had to know so they would be given to me.
Yeah.
That is an incredible story. That's the first one that I'll never forget.
Definitely, this is something that we can speak maybe in our first video when we will talk about some specific topics, you know. So yeah, let's move on. So when you do an afterlife reading, how do you know that your information is correct for the client? You know, so how you just feel that whatever you provide, that this is it. So
yeah. Okay, so when I get information from spirit and source, angels, whoever it's coming from, usually it's spirit guides. I know that I'm right because there's a feeling that I get all through me. And sometimes I get chills when it's like, it's a big news, you know. It's an overwhelming feeling of peace. And then I know I'm right. Then I tell that person, and they say, oh my God, how did you know that? You know, how could you have known that? And I love that. You know, I do. I do.
I just knew, you know, you are paying me for this.
Yeah, you're paying me for this. I got to know. But the ones that I had a lot on Orionum were their mothers of sons that were killed in car accidents or suicide. I've had a lot of those, and I think that they're brought to me for a reason. But I see it happen. There was this. She said, you know, I lost my son, and I saw the whole thing. He was in the passenger side of a black car. It was a small car. They were driving on a country road. they hit a tree, and it was pretty bad, but he was killed instantly. He had brain injuries, and he had major internal bleeding. And she said, and I told her it happened at night. I said, I see the headlights, I see the trees on this road. You know, it was like I was there when it was shown to me. And she just started crying, and she said, how, you know, I said, he's showing me this. He's showing me what happened because you don't know what happened. She said, I only got bits and pieces, but now all of this makes sense to me. Now I've got the whole story. And she felt a lot better. You know, I mean, she trusted me that much, complete stranger. But I was that sure of myself. And the vision was that clear. No doubt. There's no doubt what happened.
Yeah. You're with this, you're much better than me, you know, because sometimes I get on information, you know, I do not see the whole pictures, you know. In readings, I get pictures, but with this, let's say when people die or how people die, you know, I just get information. I don't get like these proper pictures as you're doing. So this is the area that you're much better for me, and this is really like something like amazing, you know, which I admire you a lot, you know. So
thank you. I have friends that they are like us, you know, but they don't want to know. You know, it's like, I don't see how people die. None of them do. I don't see how people die. And so I often wonder, why do I have to see it? It doesn't bother me, but they always say, well, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. But I said, but if you do, you have to share that, you know, because that's what they're coming to you for.
yeah.
And not only that, they have to know. It doesn't scare me. What I see, I've seen people hanging in garages. It does not affect me because it's not mine.
Exactly.
You know, it's not mine.
You can distance yourself, which is important.
We have to do that.
Yeah.
We have to keep a far distance from that.
Yeah.
We can't own it. When we're done, we got to shake it all off.
Exactly. You know, it's like another day in office.
Yes. See, now you, on the other hand, where I see things, you have predictions. You can do predictions for people. You can give them time frames. I prefer not to because I don't trust myself enough to do that. I can do past and present, and I can give what I see would be the best possible outcome for them.
Yeah.
And what it might be. Usually, a lot of times, you know, the women, I swear, they're all in menopause or that other thing. You know, they get so bitchy if you don't tell them that heaven doesn't really not interested in you.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's but I will also say that I have met some extremely talented, gifted people that ended up being where I'm learning from them. And I think it goes both ways for both of us.
Yeah, correct.
They learn from us, we learn from them, and it helps us to expand our, I want to say holiness, but it's it's very special. It's just a very special gift to me. It's like it's a very reverent. What we have is needs reverence. It has to be revered, you know.
I can feel you, yes. So, how long have you been doing readings professionally? You know, professionally means like that.
Getting paid
you're
for it.
yes, yeah.
Okay, about it started in 2010 or 9. I started to do this. I met this girl. I don't know how this happened. I don't even remember, but I did a reading for this girl. I don't even know how I met her. I don't remember. But I went to where she worked. She worked at a hotel, and the owner of the hotel said, "Would you do a gig for us here at the hotel?" I said, "Yeah, that would be cool. It'd be good for me to get some practice." So I did 3. I did 3 of them, and it went really well. And I could feel my gifts honing, you know, getting sharper, and being very thankful for it, of course. then people started calling me. So, and I never had business cards, nothing. It was all word of mouth. Then when COVID came, look, just before COVID came, I started on a random, and that was good for me because the driving was starting to get to me, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, and I would go to people's houses. They would come to my house, you know, whatever was most convenient is what I would do for the clients, you know. And I had quite a few, but you know, back then you couldn't charge that much, and people think it's only, I don't know why they think they can get a reading for $5 or $10 or $20. And you know, this is, you know, you go to work and you work in a factory to get a good paycheck to feed your family. And Euros and I do the same thing, folks. This is what we do, and we're serious about what we do, and it takes up a lot of our energy, and we have to keep ourselves in the right places all the time. Our spirit always has to be in the right place. We cannot put shit out in the universe, cannot talk out to the universe. You know, we have to stay very respectful to ourselves and to our higher powers, to God. And
you know, when you mentioned this, like, you know,
that started.
Yeah, when people want to get like reading for $5 or $10, I believe that this is happening because there is a lot of fake readers, especially on the internet. You know, when people really like can do whatever they want. You know, so you can join whatever page you want. You know, and actually, like these readers from like poor countries, let's say China, India, especially India, you know, because India is really like spiritual country, you know, and there are a lot of people there put a lot of like a lot of not so pressure, but a lot of like they 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 know that they can get some good information from advice from astrologers, you know, because there are a lot of people who are doing this with numbers and things like that, you know, and there this is like usual stuff, you know. So when I visit India, you know, so to be astrologer there, it's like okay, it's like okay, you work in the bank, it's like that, you know. So total different approach, you know, and actually because of their really low standards, of course they can provide readings for $5 for maybe, I don't know, for the 10, 15 minutes, you know, because this is really a lot of money for them, you know. You have to know that like some people live in India for like 30, 40, let's say $50 per month. So if they can get $5 per hour, this is like wow, you know. And so it's
true.
It's this is the difference that people like, let's say, okay, but this person can charge me $5. Okay, then go to him or her, you know, no worries, you know. Our price is different, you know.
It is, but see, people need to understand that this is the most important thing. Has anyone ever asked you if you could talk to anyone that has passed away from history? If you could talk to anybody, who would you want to talk to? Well, this is what we do, folks. You know, you can talk to them through us. You miss your dad, you miss your mom, you miss your brother. Let's talk. This is not, it's not magic. It's not tricks. We're not manipulators. And there are a lot of manipulators.
Exactly.
I know you and I are not.
Thank you. Yes, I know that also for myself, because
I would never do that to people.
Yeah. So if we move to the next question, but I would say that people already noticed that you don't use any tools for your reading. So there is no cards, there is no pendulums, there is nothing, I would say.
I use my cards when things. Some people I'm not feeling it. You know, sometimes you're not feeling it. Like they're blocked, and I'll tell them, you're blocked. You've got to relax. You know. And now when I work on a random, I use cards all the time, because we had so much time to fill in order to get a private reading. So I have cards, I have a pendulum, but I don't use them. The information comes through loud and clear, right through my spirit. I don't need tools.
Yeah, about this I will have special story, but this will happen in next video. You know?
When
So, next question: does this what you're doing run in your family? Maybe also, maybe from your, if you get some kind of gifts from your father, mother, grandmother. I would say that maybe you get this from your grandmother because. As she told you, you don't mention this to nobody, so keep it down, when
Yeah.
sun goes down, you go down.
Yeah. It's funny because I do believe that my grandma had had gifts, and I believe her sister, my great aunt, also did. Um, she saw the Blessed Mother at the foot of her bed one night, and oh my God, it was big news,
Yeah,
and and grandma, they would cry, of joy, tears of joy of being so blessed to be able to see these spirits, to see that kind of holiness. Um, my grandmother was extremely faithful, had a very strong faith in the Catholic religion and the whole priest thing, and
yeah,
the saints and the
yeah.
Blessed Mother and Jesus and God and all that stuff, And but I remember that, she was. I remember her. I knew she had it because, well, because then, well, sometimes she would just start crying, you know, and so and I could just feel about what she was thinking about and how it made her sad. And I would always hear she misses her sister. Apparently her sister died when they were very young, and she had one of those diseases, those things that went around back then in the 1800s, early 1900s, and you know. But there was just something about her that stood out, and I had so much respect for her. Um, very,
I would say
very,
that she gave you this without that she knew that she is giving you anything.
and she didn't even know she was doing it. She didn't even know she was doing it. She did not know. I believe this is what I think. This actually is the truth. My sister went to see a psychic. That psychic told her, there are 3 girls in your family. All 3 of you are psychics, but only one of you uses
Yeah.
it.
So
So
one of these three is you.
it's me, and well, I have 2 sisters. One is, one sister, just doesn't. My other sister, the one that I'm closest to, now that we finally talk about it and I talk to her about what I do, I have finally been able to open up and tell her everything. Now we're starting to share stories, and
Yeah.
she really does have it. But she really, I mean, she knows stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
So I would say that this is generational, so
It is
definitely. Yeah.
definitely, and my sons have very strong intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you know that your information are correct? So
Uh,
when you give, let's say when you predict something, and then of course we have to wait. It's not like, okay, yeah, in 5 minutes you get food delivery. Ding dong, I told you.
Pizza's here. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. Dominoes. Um, it's when I know it's right, it's like I can't express. This is when I know I'm right, because there's this feeling that I get that I cannot put into words. I can't explain it. It's just an overwhelming. It's like a Zen feeling. It's There's a calming in my spirit and in my heart that I'm saying the right words, and that I'm telling them what they need to hear, to calm them, to give them hope, and to comfort them. Um, you know me about when it comes to the love questions.
Yeah.
I hate that stuff.
I just wanted to say yes. You just no, please no, no love, no love.
I would not go in there. It's just, these people, and of course, that's all I've been hearing. So in this, what I'm doing, where I'm working for now, but you know, working on different sites, and I had to write to the person who, you know, helps me out, or who you know, got me set up, and say, please take this off of my resume. I'm not doing this. And so, because he's like, got me like gifted specialties, everything. And I'm like,
Everything minus love.
yeah, no love, no divorce. You know, I don't want to hear that toxic stuff all day long. But the ones are the dandelion. I call them dandelion questions. Does he love me? Does he love me not? Does he love me? Does he love me not? You know. I don't really
But
care.
because it's really funny when you imagine this, 80% people are actually coming to us because of love.
I know,
No,
but
I
I'll
know
tell you,
it's hard. I know for
there.
myself.
This last gig that I had, I did not get that. I didn't get any of that. It was all afterlife readings.
Okay.
And I want to stay there. That's where I want to stay. I mean, I'll spread out. Yeah, sure, whatever. But I'm having intelligent conversations with like-minded people, and the ones that are paying me money to find out if Joe's going to call them or text them. You know, it's like, really?
Yeah,
And
why
now
not?
I'm, you know, you get to the point where, and I have to tell people, I just say it. You cannot depend on anyone else to make you happy. Just go
Yeah,
do what you have to do. If you meet somebody, that's great, but you don't need anybody. You have to get to that point in your life, and you can't wait until you're 60. You know, it's like you got to learn that young. You
yeah,
have to know what to do, you know, by yourself, and do it by yourself. Because I know for me, and I have no trouble saying this, I never feel lonely. I never did. And I never feel alone. I am so elated to live by myself. You
yeah.
know,
I can feel that,
uh,
yes.
I'm a free spirit, and I think people have trouble understanding who I am and what, you know.
It's like I would say, if we will put this like in the short noting, so people who are needing medium, we call that kind of people as you are like medium, like mediumship, where you're doing mediumships. So people
Mm.
who wants to connect with someone who passed away, they should call you. So I will say something that is connected with that. Lily Moon is here, so
I'm
Lily,
the one for that. If
yeah,
somebody, you got somebody on your mind, an old friend that passed away, they want to tell you something, call
exactly.
me.
Yeah, but on the other side, live, what will happen in life, what will happen in
What?
love life, especially, I'm specialist in love life,
Yeah,
this will,
okay, there you go.
so
Thank you,
we have
Euros.
we have
Thank
this
you.
we have
Take
this
that pressure off
yin
of
yang.
me.
Yes, you're that specialist. I'm live specialist.
Yeah,
So what is happening right now and what will happen like in love, especially because I really can cover so many, yeah, there are different types of everything, but
yeah,
yeah, my love life is specialty next to business one,
yeah,
business one,
yeah.
but yeah, definitely you are much, much, much better in mediumships. I can say I'm also medium, but
Yes.
I don't
Uh,
like to do that because it's like
uh,
people just get some kind of information that don't want to hear, and I was like, okay, if you do not want to hear, why are you calling me?
yeah, yeah, exactly. See,
you
so
know?
that's like last night, and this lady just, I said, I don't think this is, I got to be honest with you. I respect how you feel about this man, and
Yeah,
I do think he may be interested. And then I just felt it real strong, and I said it with no feeling. I probably, this isn't going to work out. It's just not going to happen for you. I'm sorry.
yeah,
She hung up. She said, oh, thanks a lot. She hung up. So, you know, she's going to have to learn on her own. But this is great, because if you take the love, I'll take the, and, you know, daily life shit, I'll take the afterlife
yeah,
any day of the week. And, you
exactly.
know, I think that getting comfort from the other side and having someone speak through me, and giving that comfort and hope, you know, I cannot tell you how many readings during and after COVID that I received.
Yeah, I would say.
It really, my heart just broke for so many people. These husbands, they're dying, they died so young. It's just like they're there one day and they're gone the next day, and the wife didn't think he was that sick. So there's all this guilt, there's guilt.
Yeah.
Did he really love me? Did he, this, a lot of different questions from a lot of different people. But I was able to answer them truthfully because they were like right here. It's like they're
Yeah.
my company. They're like standing right here in spirit and talk.
Problems with internet connection on the other side. So yeah, let's continue. Where we stayed, I think.
Oh, I don't even remember already.
So yeah, what else do you see? Let's go to the next question. I believe that we are talking about so when our information are correct, so when you just get this validation that yeah,
About
you're
the what?
right. But yeah, let's move on. So what else do you see? What else maybe do you feel? What is your specialty? Okay, we know about your like.
Yeah, the clairvoyance. I see things, I hear things, I dream things, I see things that are going to happen, but mostly, like I said, like trains crashing, and I mean, I can see it, bridges falling, etc. Things on a United States or even especially global scale, and that has nothing to do with anybody. I think it's just for me. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
for either to just like pray for the world, pray for the people that are going to die and get hurt and lose others. That's what I think that's all about, because I can't figure anything else out about it.
Yeah. So how do you feel when you are finished? So when do you say, okay, yeah, that's it. Those are information that I want to share with you, and that's it. So next.
Yeah,
Like
I'll
at
tell
the
you what.
next.
Yeah, you can turn it right over like that. I
You
I
cannot.
can do that. I can go one to another, but I really do need at least 1 minute to just close my eyes and just take a deep breath and shake them off, because they'll stay. I mean, if I walk away, they'll keep talking and keep talking. And I got more to say. I got more, and they talk so fast, and I'm like, oh, I hope she calls me again so I can finish telling her all these things I just wrote down. And then I say, I can't do all that, But
Yeah.
I promise the spirits, if she calls me again or if he calls me again, I will definitely tell them. But when I'm finished, I I feel complete. I feel completion. It's a whole being completion. I've used my mind. I have filled my spirit. My heart is full. You know,
Yeah. You just
like it.
know. You just
Yeah,
know
you
when you
just
have to
know.
finish.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Exactly.
how did you obtain your knowing? So how did you like yeah, you know what I mean. So how did you obtain your knowing that you just know? Just you just know.
Well, you know, I had to. This is going to sound funny, but it's not. Um, I had to have some real deep conversations with God, like, what is this? Am I supposed to have this? Did you give this to me? And it's like, remember what you learned. Remember, go back to what you learned about the gifts of the Holy Spirit. And I remembered and I said, oh, so I'm not going to hell. That's all I cared about, you know.
I'm not burned. Okay,
Right,
amazing.
and the first, that's right, and it says like the first thing, there's like how many, 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit or more, and if you ask for anything, that you ask for prophecy first. And so I said, oh, what the heck, I may as well ask, and I got it. I never thought that would happen, It's like, oh my God, but then it came tenfold. Then all the other ones came, all the other gifts came, and this discernment came, and this knowing about, I know when I'm feeling stopped to not do something, but I also have fight inside of me that says I'm going to do it anyway. And then I suffer for it for years, so we have to watch what our choices are too. But yeah, that's exactly, I have to, I don't know what you want to call it, but I have to ask my people, my God, how you show me this. What am I supposed to give me a sign? Give me something here, for myself. I can do all this for other people, but he comes through. I'm not rich, but heroes, I got everything I need. I've got everything I need. I've got love. I've got, my heart is full. It's just I don't want for anything. I don't have to have the best car in the world. Who wants it? Depreciation,
Me.
Yeah, you. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, and see, you're one of those people that I know you got like your board. If you had a vision board, and I
have it.
know you
I
had
have
one.
it.
I've seen it. Yeah, mine's not like yours, but
one of things that are on my vision board,
yeah.
it's
Oh, cool. Oh my God, that goes way back. That is very cool. I know
so
somebody that had one many, 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 many 100 years ago. But I have, I'll put a house on mine. I really want my own house. So I need to build equity for my kids when I die,
I told you that you will have it, so I don't know why
Yeah.
you're worried about that.
Well, because um,
You don't trust your abilities sometimes. You
the-
don't trust
it,
that you
I
can
trust
attract
you.
this.
I don't feel, and I think many of us do. I know that I trust what I do for other people with this gifts that I have. I know what I'm doing. And I'll
Yeah,
say it 100 times. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know exactly that I know 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 that I'm hearing this from the outer limits, but
yeah,
they're really right here in front of us.
yeah.
And so therefore I can do it for them, but when it comes to me, it's like I feel undeserving. It's like I'm supposed to do this, but I don't expect anything back either.
When you have, this is my quote, like, when you do not have any expectation, then whatever you get is amazing, So it's like,
Mm.
yeah, this having no expectations, it will bring you even more happiness, even more joyful, because it's like,
Yeah.
so it's like, I don't expect nothing for Christmas, And of course you will get something, and whatever you will get, it will be like, wow, amazing, And
Yeah.
also for our life is the same, So yeah, just have no expectations, This is what I suggest people when they came to my reading, They ask me stuff, I answer, but I said, listen, do not have any expectation. I suggest them remember and forget, Like, what do you mean remember and forget, I tell them my story, they're like, okay, no, I get it, But this will be on my video next time.
Yeah, let's save it for next time. You
Yeah.
have really good stories too. I mean,
For
you really
this
have some.
short amount of time that I'm doing this, I would say that I have a bunch of stories that are like both-sided, Sided that I
Yeah.
predict happened, and then on the other side, I have like few clients that I predicted so many times something and still didn't happen, but I know why it's not happening, because
Mhm.
I know the background, and this is also what I will tell in my
Mhm.
video when you will interview me. This will be like maybe 2-3 days as we talk about that. I just know why some things are not happening, as
Yeah,
supposed to, So
exactly. It's not
it's like
the
it's
will,
so
it's not
the
God's will
easiest
for them.
the easiest way to explain this is like why something is do not happen to you because maybe you didn't do any actions, it's like that. I will say, Lily, you will win on lottery, and I can see this will happen in a week. And I'm like, yeah, amazing. And then after 1 week, did you win on lottery? No. Did you buy a ticket?
No.
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 Okay.
That's
So
what I want you to tell me. You're going to win the lottery next week. I'll go buy a couple tickets. But I don't know. I definitely trust you, and I keep repeating it in my head what you said to me because when you predict things for me, you say it with such it's not the word isn't
like it
confident.
will happen like this. It will happen like
It's
this.
just it's just gonna happen. It's like when
Yeah.
you say it to me, it just just comes over me like, this is truth. This is truth. And but then, something happens or somebody backs out and, I'm going to get one. I'm going to get something that's mine. I will. I am definitely, I'm not going to die in this place. That's for sure. And that's just, everybody else can. I'm not doing that. That's why I don't like it here. The ambulance is here. People die here. I always say that. It's like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
It's like they're not even that old, and it's like, this is like, I can't do that. I can't be around. Not that death is a negative thing. It's just it's the error about.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any like final thoughts for our viewers that I give you last words?
Yeah, I'll give you my last words.
Maybe what you want to share,
yeah.
Maybe what kind of
well,
something that you want to give to who are listening to us right now. So yeah, so let's say you have 1 minute. Start
oh
clicking
boy,
right
yeah,
now.
I know, I do.
No, I'm joking.
I do talk a lot.
You have 90 seconds.
Well, as I said earlier, I will say, look for your blessings because they're there. You're always being blessed. It depends on how you look at it. If you find a sparkling stone on the ground, that's for you. That's a sign. It's something. It's beautiful. It's the way it became is a beautiful thing. But this is what I'm going to leave you with. And I'm going to say it. I said it before. Do not depend on anyone else to make you happy. You can only be happy on your own first before you can share your life with someone else. Be your best friend. That's my best advice. And if you want a reading, call me. Call Euros. Let's see. I don't know, phone. Just call me on Skype.
Actually,
Or
we will leave.
how do we do that?
We will leave our information below,
Yes.
so people can contact us through email first, and then through email they will receive our contact. So yeah, we are doing readings through Skype, through WhatsApp, through
WhatsApp,
Facebook Messenger.
Facebook Messenger. Yep, exactly
So
right.
whatever
exactly.
you have, we can somehow, maybe also through Zoom if people are used to
I
have
use
Zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom is also like something that we can have. So yeah, whatever people need, we will provide this information through email, because it's too much here. So yeah, so everybody can find our email address on our link, actually in our description of the channel, I think, something like that. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he'll figure all that out. He's the techie.
Yeah, I'm the one who has to do this.
He's
But
the
yeah,
smart
definitely.
one. Yeah.
If you want to speak with Lily, just send email and we will send you her contact information. So WhatsApp number, this is your phone number, and then Skype or Zoom or whatever. So we will try to come towards you, so clients.
Yeah, and in any way, if you don't want us to see you, a lot of people don't like that face to face. So do WhatsApp, do chat, do text. Exactly. I hate that. I would rather I do text with my microphone on my phone. So, we can do that. We do that. We can see anything through anything, in any way of communication we are able to do.
Exactly. And I'm so happy for this technology that we have right now, that people do not need to come to your place or to my place, that we can just sit in front of the computer or sit in front of the phone, sometimes it's happening like that. I'm doing readings when I go somewhere, and like, can I call you? Okay, just give me 1 second and I stop, and then I just do, from my car, and be like, okay, thank you so much for taking time for me. I said, yeah, no worries. If I have time, I will just stop somewhere, and especially now when people have especially also like Skype and WhatsApp, people send you questions, and then you just answer them later, so no worries. This is how I also work, so yeah, send me questions right now. When I will be free, I will just answer to you, and that's it, so much easier.
WhatsApp, yeah. I just downloaded that WhatsApp. I got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. I will help you with this.
Yeah.
So okay, everybody, speak with you. So I believe like in 2 days we will upload new video.
We will on Saturday. We'll do another one.
And
Yes,
then
I will be interviewing him, guys. So you got to watch that.
yeah, it will
He's
be
crazy.
it will be more fun.
It will be more fun. You shut up. Oh my God. I'm the serious one. When he's serious, he's serious. It's like serious.
Actually, it's
But
like
he's
this is
so
my
funny.
quote. If I wanted to be serious once, you know, it would be like 5 seconds of my really terrible life, you know.
It's so funny because he's like, you got all this respect for him when you're listening to him, and then he drops the F bomb, and you're like, whoa, you know. Not that I don't do it, you know.
But yeah, this is my expression, you know. So
Yeah,
sometimes I have to scream on my clients because they just do not take me serious, you know. And then yeah, I can be
yeah.
serious also, you know. But my specialty is really like that. I put some fun things in the readings, you know, because you know you can
It
just
has
feel when
humor.
people come to you and they're like sad and depressed, you know, and they just
Mhm.
you tell them some joke, you know, and you can feel like where then energy goes up, and this is also important for us, you know, that at least that we can cheer them up, you know. This is also one story that I have to share. It was
Yes,
been
that's true. That's true. And I love it when they walk away saying so, thank you so much. I feel so much lighter and I feel so much release and relief,
yeah,
you know.
especially because maybe they just fart, you know, and this is why
Mhm.
all this tension runs out of them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh my God. You are
So,
so bad.
okay, people,
Okay.
speak with you in 2 days. Whenever you can reach out to us. We will send you our information, how you can reach out directly to us. Also with pricing, both of us has the same pricing for all kind of services. She is doing clairvoyant stuff, so she's doing readings, she's doing these mediumships. What I do, I will share this next time. That I will not promote today myself, but yeah, I'm also clairvoyant, as Lily said. All other stuff in the next video. Have a blessed weekend, I can say, because weekend is here knocking on our doors.
Tomorrow's Friday, so to me that's the weekend. So
Yeah,
I'm retired, so every day is the weekend for me.
for me, I'm retired since
But I
2008.
work. Yeah, yeah, right. Right. I love this
uh,
remote working thing.
So
You
yeah,
know.
definitely we'll be in touch. Have a blessed day. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye everyone, and thank you for joining.